Thanks to Jake Bunnercampy of J&R Collision Centers, Sand Schaefer Electric, Greg and Kelsey Niemerg of Niemerg Dairy, and finally, Pals Electric.
T-Town is a great team. They pass the ball well, they swing well, all of those things. And if Mackenzie Love doesn't have that night she had, then we probably don't win that game. But she had a great night, and our passing made it where she could have that great night. We played great defense in the back row, just didn't let anything drop, and made really spot-on passes, which if you get a pass up there near Berkeley, she's going to put a perfect set, and Mackenzie just takes care of it. And that's what happened tonight. So I'll give our defense a ton of credit, and then, of course, Mackenzie Love a ton of credit.
You started down early in the first set. What was the momentum changer as far as what you guys adjust more than anything?
I actually thought the beginning of the game was just a great start for both teams. It wasn't like we were giving them easy points at the beginning. There was long volleys, and the ball just kept, we kept it alive a long time, and then they won a few points there on, touches off the block, things like that, but it wasn't out of lack of effort for us or poor defense. It was just that they definitely, we were still playing well, and they were just winning a few points. But once we got over that hump and got a couple kills, then I felt like we knew if we kept playing hard, we were going to win that game.
Just the atmosphere of the Effingham-COUNTY School, that's pretty special.
Oh yeah, Tuesday night having St. Anthony, T-Town, and us here was just awesome. We've got a big gym with a lot of seats, and there was a lot of people in the seats. We had a lot of, maybe one of the most packed gyms I've seen was Tuesday night for a volleyball game, here at Effingham anyway, and or for the two matches. And tonight again, we had a really nice crowd, and they were into it, and that makes it real easy for the kids to play hard.
Your seniors get to go on and move on to the next level sectionals. What's that mean to you as a coach, knowing that they get to play another game?
Oh yeah, it's great. They deserve it. Berkeley Pullen's played so many volleyball games in her life that she deserves every bit of this, and she did a great job running the team tonight, setting the ball, putting it where it should be. She deserves that, and Mackenzie loves just to be Alyssa Martin. When Mackenzie's in the back row, Alyssa Martin, they did not catch up when she was in the back row, and that was, Alyssa Martin hit the heck out of it. And then Avery Wolf took Elise House's little tip shots out. She's got a great little dump, and she took that out. Elise still got a few good swings on us, but Avery passed great passes on serve receive, which set us up to get kills right away.
It means a lot, really. I'm very excited. From the beginning of the year, this season, this was the one thing I really wanted, just for my team to move on, and we did that. And I think we played excellent tonight. Our back row, our front row, just everybody working together, and it's very exciting. The momentum was crazy. Each time my setter, Berkeley, would set me up, get the perfect set, and I get the kill. It just excited me so much. My momentum was there. I was nervous a little bit, but I think me turning that nervousness into excitement and just drive to get it done, I think that's what really went into it. And yeah, we got it done. Yes, I'm more than happy to play another game. I'm so happy that our season is not over yet. I was sitting at the end of that bench, and I was just really thinking about it, and just like all of my nerves and my excitement just going into sectionals.
Can't be mad about this season at all, 6 wins.
That's the second most wins in school history, and you still got babies out there. Allison Niemer is a sophomore, never played at that level in her life, stepped up a couple weeks ago and filled in, and everybody else is juniors on the floor except for Madison Miller. So we expect to be back next year.
Super impressed with your blocking early. Just kind of talk about your blocking.
Everything has been a work in progress. We spent last year working on just really basic fundamentals. We were gone a couple years, and there were so many things when we came into last year. There were so many things that they simply didn't know. We would be talking about things, and they were like deer in the headlights. And so we spent all of last year really working on just really basic fundamental things and introducing them to the offense that we're working now. And so we started off this year, and we were pretty good. We had some really nice games. I mean, we beat some teams that we traditionally struggle with. I mean, you split with Stu, you beat Newton. Really disappointed with the Payne game, and Payne is playing for a regional championship game tonight too. So nothing, everything we did just kept building forward, and they learned and they grasped. And our one goal when the season started was to figure out how to play as a unit. Instead of 6 girls out there running around lost, one group playing together. And I think you saw that. Maybe we slid a little bit tonight because we got a little frazzled because we got down. I think we may have pressed a little bit, but honestly, we'd won 7 games in a row coming into tonight, and I think mostly because our defense had improved, our blocking had improved, and just the way we play as a group had really improved. And their energy is amazing. They talk to each other. I've been coaching. I started coaching high school like 25 years ago. And in all that time, I've had one player call a timeout or ask me to call a timeout. And she did it a lot. And last night, we got a little frustrated, or Tuesday night, we got a little frustrated, and Ella turned around and said, "We need a timeout." I think that's just a huge example for how much they've matured this year as a team. That they knew they needed a break, and they needed to talk about some stuff, and they couldn't do it, in that brief instant you have between plays. So that's really the key for where we are and how we got here. I think the thing that you have to understand is Mackenzie Love. You look at the teams. You got the Hatton kid from St. Anthony. You got Mackenzie Love here. You got Maya Fries at the Stu Strauss. And there's other players of that round. So they're going to get their points. Mackenzie Love is going to get her kills. I don't know what she hits for the season. I'm sure she has a pretty high. I asked Nick what he thought, and we figured she probably hit around 500 tonight because she seemed to be scoring at will. And so we changed things to try to alleviate that. We also had we rotated all the way across the front row one time with no points. So honestly, I don't think you could have done more to slow her down. But they had other players that kind of stepped up and made plays. And we really needed to control the other 5 girls that were on the floor. And we just didn't do that very well. I thought their secondary players played really well. Their defense was really good. We didn't get any cheap balls off serve receive. Probably missed a couple serves that hurt us, actually. We were maybe trying to be a little too aggressive a couple times, and we missed a serve that we needed to be in the court. Because I think they gave us 1 or 2 service errors on the night, and we contributed a little more to that. So I wish them luck Tuesday. I know they're going to run into a pretty tough team in Columbia. I think they're like 34-1 or something like that. So, but yeah, defensively we have to be a little better. And honestly, we've been pretty good defensively going forward. So lessons to learn. I told you earlier in the year, Madison Miller just stepped up this summer when we started doing things. I put a lot on the seniors to organize things, to be in charge, to be responsible. And Madison Miller jumped to the top, and she was really great. So much so that I did something I've never done before, and that was I made her the floor captain instead of my setter. And in the middle of all of that tonight, you could hear Madison talking, encouraging, not beating up people, but really rooting for her team. And I think that was big. Katie Horn sitting over here on the bench, wanting to be on the floor so badly. With her, it'll be what if. What if she had been able to play the last 2 weeks of the season? This was the last 2 weeks was the point in the season where we really grew up, and we really miss her. And that's not a slant on Allison, because Allison did everything she could. But as I said, Allison never played at this level. This is her first taste for varsity volleyball, and so would it have been different? You got your other senior middle on the floor and contributing. So Katie's been a trooper all year. She came in about mid-season last year and jumped in and really learned a lot. So she was valuable to us all year long. And I'm sure my third senior, Ava, is disappointed that she didn't have a bigger role. Everybody on the team is important. You got 15 girls on this roster, and every one of them is important. I think I can safely say, without Ava's contributions Tuesday night, we're not even here tonight. because after we won the first game against Pinckneyville Monday night, we kind of got in a funk in that second game, and we were down 24-16, and I sent Ava in to serve, and she really rallied the troops. She got all of her serves in, she made a couple big digs, and we turned that deficit into a game. They ended up beating us 25-22. Gave us some momentum going into the third game and allowed us to get to this point tonight. So I don't think there's any question that all three seniors were huge contributors to what we accomplished. And having said that, there's only three of them, so it's a pretty bright future for this group going forward that, we should expect pretty good things out of this group for next season.